terms of getting that engagement, that connection between individuals and organization, how does an organization, in your experience, go around establishing the links between what the company or organization values and how to get employees sold into, well, how to get employee buy-in into the company values?
Yes, absolutely. Well, with the recent consequences of COVID, definitely worth mentioning, of people no longer being in the office or being more isolated in their homes, it's even more important than ever that companies take the time and put in the effort in designing the engagement strategies for their employees.
Mhm.
And that those really need to be more than just an order to be more present in the office. Yes, physically, being somewhere allows people to have more conversations naturally, but I think it's a company's responsibility to do more than that. And one thing that I've been looking into for a while and have been implementing in my current team for the past year is the necessary link between how companies or teams set their forward strategy and how people engage with it, and really bringing in the company's values into it as well. So the way that I looked at it was that there was a need to rethink how strategy is written, the language we use to ensure that everyone can understand it and align to it. How many strategy documents would someone read before they go, sorry, I need to read that again before
Yeah,
I understand it.
quite often there's a disconnect, isn't it, where the guys at the top who architect the company vision and strategy probably have a level of clarity on what they want to achieve, but by the time it cascades down, there's that real difficulty to understand how that translates for the person building the code. It becomes a bit too ambiguous. So
It
yeah,
does.
you're spot on with that.
Absolutely. And people will not engage into something that they don't understand. They need to understand it. And for them to understand it, it needs to be written plainly and it needs to be written for them, really. And another example of how that can be done is we also saw there was a need to involve the team from the initial stages to ensure that the priorities set or the elements of the strategy were familiar to everyone from the beginning. So there was really, there's loads that companies can do to approach this particular subject to really bring people closer to it, because no one will engage from a distance. They really do need to be involved. But then that said, there also is a need and a request for those people to be involved, to take the step towards it as well. It needs active participation from people involved. It's not you can't just tell. You need them to meet you halfway as well.